Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
This world is changing more and more every day, and we've decided to change right along with it. My name is Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the president of Trajectory TV Network. At Trajectory, our vision is to provide a comfortable, creative platform for top content creators and storytellers from around the globe. We're also dedicated to providing this world with content that is healing, educational, empowering, exciting, and above all else, entertaining and transparent. So right now, I invite all of you who believe yourselves to be global game changers to use the link found here and simply take a chance. Schedule a virtual chat where you'll have the opportunity to share your vision for your very own global television show with me, the network president. So use that link, and together, let's begin changing and healing this world, one story at a time. And remember, whether you have years of experience in front of the camera or zero experience, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is your desire to share great content through television and a willingness to share it with passion and with purpose. You might ask, how do I know if I've fallen in love with my purpose and my purpose has fallen in love with me? It's easy when you've lost your voice because you just can't stop talking about it. I'll see you soon.
On July 4th, 1962, I found myself in the lost and found of mankind. Just because something finds its way to the lost and found doesn't mean that it wants to be there. Just because something finds its way to the lost and found doesn't mean that the person who lost it doesn't care for that lost item.
You are writing moments that people will learn from, grow from, and heal through for thousands of years. Together, we are co-authoring a unique moment in time. That DNA, those fingerprints, they're going to be gone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But it is your story that they will tell for thousands of years, but only if you leave it. Things that do not serve you must go. The longer you wait, the more time you give them to trick you into serving them. 22 homes in foster care, everything I wore as a scar, as a shame, things that started like Velcro on my spirit. After just a few months, then years, then decades, I had believed myself into believing that they were indelible tattoos. Sometimes we have to be broken down to appreciate the view once we start getting up. I want you to leave this place and know that you have been changed. Why? How do I know it's true? Because each of you has just changed me.
your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Wake that ass up. Lucy. Girl, I didn't know you just scared the mess out of me on the screen. When did you get up there? Oh, all right. She said, don't worry about it. I'm here. We're here. That's just how it is, right? It is a great day, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris. And boy, we're in for a treat today. I'm telling you, we're in for a treat today. Author and director, Brendan Boss Pearl. I bet you he won't say his name is Boss in front of one of them Isley brothers. Mr. Big, don't play that. Named you the boss. I'm just kidding. He is, though. I'm telling you what, boy, talk about not just talented, prolifically so, but also, man, this guy, wait till you hear his backstory, his journey story, his origin story. Cancer deal, brain cancer. There was another cancer. Look, I'm not even, it's so much. I told him I ain't even going to read a bio. We're just going to let you tell the folks, okay? So listen, welcome. I got a couple announcements before we get our guest in here. Boy, pray for me. I wake up every morning, my heart pounds a little bit for a second or two, and then I get on my knees real quick and all is well. 2 months away. March 4th, we are leaving. This is my first international tour, and I'm a little I ain't scared. Look, don't get twisted. I ain't scared. But I'm a little nervous. I'm just saying, I'm a little nervous. The Legacy of Hope tour. We're headed May 4th over to Romania. We will be going over. It looks to be, Saturday, a closer count, but right now it looks to be about 24 of us that will be heading over with the Power of We Symposium. You guys know that is my passion piece for kids and young people. And so we are taking hope and bringing back hope, taking some hope to the kids and the people at large in Romania and bringing some back for all of you as well. Can I get an amen? So we want you to pray for us and send all of your energy that when we go, we make a difference. One person, one story at a time. All right. So other than that, I want to tell you a new episode of License for Love. That's the iHeartRadio podcast. You can see Jack Shung, Cowboy Jack's back there. There he is, right over there with me. License for Love, where the heartbeat in relationship talk or conversation, if you will. You can get us wherever you get your podcast fix, or just ask Alexa to play the latest episode of Licensed for Love podcast. There you go. Okay, so a little housekeeping thing. That's the Bella purpose. It's not a clever trick or gimmick. It is not. What do they call those things? A prop. It's not a prop. It is a reminder. It is a literal opportunity, if you will, to tune in. Don't get distracted. When some truth is running around in our world, we don't want to be so busy that we miss it. So the bell, just like the truth, has a ring to it. So I use that as a reminder. When you hear it, you don't get what I meant. Right. Also, welcome to the show, my sidekick, Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. She's been with me all 6 years, and you ain't going nowhere. Where's the other Lucy? See, I love me some Lucy. Cup called Lucy, cat called Lucy. Got some Lucy dolls back there. Love me some Lucy. Now, before we get Brennan in here, I need all of y'all to drop in the comments these words: beef up Lauren's role. Or better yet, make Lauren a co-star. I want y'all to put that in comments. Together, we can make it happen. The reason I say that is I'm in this guy's movie filming this summer. I told you guys about it a long time ago, but we're gonna hear more about it right now. Put your hearts on the screen. It's our way of saying good morning. It's our way of saying welcome. It is a standing ovation because here he comes, author and director Brennan Boss Pearl.
Hey, what's up, my friend? Top of the morning to you, man.
Grand top of the morning. I like that. Same to you. First question.
Yes, sir.
You related to Minnie?
No, man, I wish.
You know who that is?
I wish the struggle wouldn't have been so real if it was.
Minnie Pearl.
I wish, but I like the name.
You know who that is, right?
Ain't she what's she, actress?
Country singer, country woman from
see?
Back in the day in Nashville. They say she owned half of downtown Nashville. Minnie Pearl. She went, howdy.
I know the name is popular. I know that.
That's your real last name.
Well, actually it is, but it's some complications that went with my birth certificate as a kid that I had to change my name over to my mom's maiden name.
I have my mom's maiden name, Harris.
So, I mean, as a kid, I've been Brennan Pearl Jr., but, you know what I'm saying, through, circumstances, you know what I'm saying, my birth certificate says Isom on my maiden name, so.
And I like Brennan, too. That's a unique name.
Now, I like that.
Do you know what it means? What does Brennan mean?
I don't know.
I bet you know what boss means, because I know that ain't on your birth certificate. Who do you think you the boss of? I'm just playing. Now, how you get that name? That's a part of your brand.
Well, it is. It is. It just fits. Some things just happen naturally,
I ain't got to that's what he said. I ain't got to explain how I got it. Just know I'm the boss. Well, you better talk to Diana Ross because she thinks she the boss too, remember?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Johnny Ross had a journey as well. I had a journey. Diana Ross had a journey. You know what I'm saying? We both established ourselves in our own little way. I'm not quite as big as Diana Ross, but I hope to get there with
who you ask. That depends on who you ask. Here's what I'm gonna do. I love doing this part. I love doing this for real. Because I want you to have, like I do every day with the guests, just a couple minutes of personal time with the audience so you can kind of vibe with them and then kind of vibe with you. So I'm gonna dip out. Just talk to the folks. Maybe give them, this is what I like you to do if you don't mind, Brennan.
Yes, sir.
Give them some of your backstory and bring us up, tie in the cancer and all of that, so that when I come back in, we can just hit it.
We just hit it.
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
Okay, I'm dipping. All you take it.
All right. Hello, world. How you doing? I'm Brennan Pearl, author, director. By way of Cincinnati, I met Lauren on a film set, and we've been friends for quite a while now. And so now we're working on a new movie here in Arizona, and I'm still in the process of writing it. But hopefully by this fall, we'll be able to put a camera team on these grounds of Arizona and make it happen. And the process.
I'm gonna be in the movie. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be back. I'm gone.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to in the movie, my friend. The journey has been real. Battling brain cancer and lung cancer at the same time. Been diagnosed for about 2.5 years now. I'm in remission, and just coming from my past and from my years in the street, turning my life around and doing something positive with it, and taking my stories and just putting them on put them in a script, and just having me and quite a few of my friends in the business just live the dream. Just
all that.
Yes, sir.
I should have known not to ask him to toot his horn, because believe it or not, unlike another director I know. You are very, very humble. I mean that. I remember that night we met. I think it was I met you, but then we hung out a little bit at the premiere thing. And man, I remember I was just riveted with your story. Now, let's start with, you got the diagnosis. Which came first, the chicken or the egg, the brain or the lung cancer?
I got the diagnosis in 2019. Well, yeah, 2019, I was sick. You know what I'm saying? I got rushed to the hospital 2020. I was coming from Las Vegas. I was living in Las Vegas. And then I was on my way back till the COVID-19 hit. That's what confuses me. I think the COVID-19 hit, went back, came back. Yeah, it was 2019, you know, because I came back to get my band and rode back to Cincinnati for the COVID-19 process, just getting out the way because Vegas is shut down and my cancer erupted and I went to the emergency room.
I look weird on the screen. I'm talking.
You don't look weird to me, man.
I'm saying, but you look all clear. I'm like, okay.
I got a studio. Yeah, I got a studio light sitting right here. You know, I come equipped with all my equipment.
I know you do, but I don't usually look this. Maybe, well, leave it alone. But listen, I want to ask about that day, Brennan.
Yes,
we hear
yes.
a lot of people, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, we hear the story. Yeah, I'm living with this, or I beat this, or I beat that. But talk about, I mean, you're living your life like it's golden, minding your own business, and then seemingly out of nowhere, everything changes. What was your first reaction, seriously, when you got the diagnosis? Did you think, oh my Lord, I'm about to die? Oh Lord, I'm about to die. I mean, I get a hangnail. I'd be like, oh Lord, I'm about to die. My toe, oh my pinky toe. Right. So
it had to sink in, man. It had to sink in first. And not without a doubt, it took me first on an emotional ride because I just got an expiration date. But according to my doctors, because they let you, I mean, they want to give you all the, expectation. They want to prepare you. And so they tell you their estimate. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. It's an estimate on your life.
No. Huh? Are you serious? They said, well.
Yeah, I mean, they told me I had 10 months. You know what I'm saying? My brain surgeon had 10 months, according to the type of surgery that I had. You know, that's statistically why that, people don't live, past that point. Majority. I'll just say that.
Oh my God.
I'm here. I've been here almost 2 years. 3 years. So, I'm just riding it because God got me. And so I'm having fun. I'm having a ball, bro. I'm having a ball. Huh?
I know you are now, but let's go back to that square, the sidewalk. Were you angry at all? Like, were you mad at God at all?
No. Man, let me tell you something, man. Throughout my whole ordeal, man, just coming from the street gang related, being in the penitentiary, doing, 15 years of my time there, and then coming out writing, man, God's been with me every step of the way, man. I mean, it's just, throughout my whole journey, that faith in my spirit has been in my heart. And a lot of times, in darkened moments, that's all I had in my life was God.
I know that's right. Let me ring a bell on that one for twice. I'm not playing. For real, I feel you. Okay, it's
crazy,
so
man.
much. It's Brendan. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Well,
when I look at all the things, it's like a meteor shower in your world, and I sit there and I go, "How?" That's all I could think about when I met you. It's all I could think about was like, boy, I know if that was me, I would not be able to handle it like you have and how you are. I just know that about myself. And I look at you and I go, how? So
I'm gonna tell you something. It also it depends on the type of people that's around you. I had 2 or 3 some genuine people around me, that stood with me on this, man, because it was a process, man, of just adapting. And then after I adapted, what I did was, to help me cope with the whole process that I'm dealing with this, because I was going through chemo and I wasn't doing so good with the chemo.
Yeah.
That chemo took me down, and I had a fever for about a month and kept me in the hospital. But when I said that to say this, while I was in the hospital, man, this story, came to mind to do a movie. And I wrote my script while I still had stitches in my head. And we filmed it. Remember that Dark Day was Reloaded. We filmed that. 6 months after I got out of the hospital.
We're going to take a look at some of your work here today. I've got it pulled up in YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
So, okay, you do 15 years, incarcerated 15 years. You get out and you're ready to just tackle life. This thing comes along and you just take it right in stride. Now, you wrote a book.
Right.
Right? Because Last
half
time
a
you
million.
last time you were here about 6, 7, 8 months ago, I'm not sure exactly when, I had the pictures of, you guys might remember, of that van. You driving all around the country with that van
He's
covered.
still with me, man. He's
Okay.
still with me, man. It's about 12 years in now. I
Talk
think it
about
might be more than that.
that is a movement. Talk about what you're doing in that van when you're moving around. Because you're not
Well,
just
actually,
selling your wares. You're not just selling stuff. You're telling
I'm
stuff.
branding my name, man. It's actually branding your name is, it's a great marketing, tool you could possibly provide for yourself if you're really genuinely in this game and you want people to know that you're in this game, man. You got to put something out there, man, that's going to attract people's eyes, man. You got to bring, attention to what you're doing. So everything, everything that I've established, huh?
I said, you sure know how to do that. One thing
Yeah.
I feel is a divine gift of yours is that I can tell you love meeting new people.
Hey, man, that's my thing.
Every day on your page, you're like, hung out with these great people. I just happened to ran into these people at the.
Yeah, that's actually fun. It's interesting. People teach you things, man. People take that thing for granted, man. A lot of people want to be antisocial. How you going to learn to grow? You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to talk or know anybody, man. People teach you things, man. I've just met this group of actors down here that we just had one meeting, and they taught me a whole lot in that just one meeting. And I went back and what they taught me, I applied it to the script and made it. I mean, I could see the difference. You just got to listen to ideas. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but you just got to know, how to deal with the difference.
Now, a lot of people can write a book. A lot of us, let's keep it real. Some better than others. But you don't run into people who just say, without having gone to NYU film school or something like that. What made you think that you had what it took to create a movie? A movie,
man. That now here's when you say that, you know what I'm saying? Actually, that makes you identify with what your spirit and your relationship with God is, because God actually puts just the chemistry, the juice, in your spirit, and you just take off. I didn't, I just wrote poetry in the penitentiary just to maintain my sanity, until I get back out in the real world. And I took that, and that poetry turned to a book. The book turned to, I did 2 books. Okay, I wanted another challenge, so I taught myself how to do movie scripts. My movie scripts, as I come out here in Arizona, I've learned that I really didn't, teach myself accordingly to the protocol of Hollywood. I don't look like, my script doesn't look like a Hollywood script, but it looks like something that I can, I could possibly, understand and make a movie with, and I've done it. So, now I got to, take my transition and turn it into the protocol of what, actors out here in Arizona are used to reading. And it's going to be something else I got to learn. It's a different process because I come to a different world. So I'm dealing with it, man. It's all good.
They know I'm coming. You told them Chicago coming, right?
Oh, ain't no doubt. Man, there's so much Chicago up here right now. It's ridiculous. I think it's Chicago, Detroit, and Cincinnati. That's all I've met so far up in Arizona.
Wow. So listen.
That's real talk, man. There's a lot of Chicago in Arizona.
Yeah, because they be trying to get away from that snow. Speaking of, we're supposed to get 6 to 10
we all get
today.
6 Did to you, 10
inches today.
Whoa.
That's why I went to the grocery store this morning, because I know the shelves going to be bare by noon. They always panic. So anyway, but listen, set up this clip we're going to watch. First of all, the film that we're all I'm a part of with all those great actors out there, y'all. In this fall in Arizona is actually, you are remaking a movie you've already made, correct?
Right. I just, critiqued the story. I just kind of, stretched the storyline a little bit, to make it adjust to the environment right here in Arizona. Actually, the idea came from me just visiting a hotel here, and it was actually the hotel that John Dillinger was captured in the 1940s. And so I just took that and just incorporated and, and bringing it to a modern day level, and just making a mobster movie out here. And, and I just implemented, a content that I've already wrote about and just expounded on it. And it turned out to be hot because I get to use all these wonderful locations out here in Arizona.
You sound like a robot right now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're in the real.
Tell Will Smith to let me be his co-star in doing iRobot 2.
Look, I don't know. He might still be in the mood to slap somebody, and I know if he slaps you, it's over.
Lord, you crazy, man.
I already know. No, let's call somebody else. Martin or somebody. So anyway, moving on. Listen. This let's show the clip because I think it's important that everybody understands. When I say this man does movies, I don't mean just like videos. You know how we be doing videos, No, the real deal. So this is the first run of Dark Divas, which you actually filmed. What year was that?
That had to be about 2012, 13, something like that. Maybe.
Well, okay.
Maybe no, about 2014. I'll say 2000.
And set it up. What is the premise, Dark Diva? What's it about? It's about an old TV show that I know.
Well, yeah. Actually, I just got to thought of doing the Charlie's Angels and spinning and making an urban version of it, and just showing Charlie's Angels in a different aspect. And it turned out all right.
Okay. Well, I got it pulled up as everybody can clearly see. Let's take a look. Dark Divas, this was the original. We are going to get the reboot this summer.
Hello, Divas. How did your first job back in business go? You should be excited after all the time you spent in the slammer. It cost me a lot of money to keep you girls from spending 10 years of your life behind bars. We got a better system this time around, so it's nothing but high-end burglary from here on out. Chantel sets the licks up, and we knock them down.
So how much you gonna give us for all this, Dan?
I can offer you $30,000 cash.
Oh, no.
Come on, Dan, baby. Don't insult us like that. You can do better.
Okay, ladies, I'll make you one last final offer. $50,000 cash money right now.
That sounds good to me.
What kind of action going on around here?
Yeah, this love. I did see Officer Turner earlier, though, riding around, so look out for his car.
Ain't nothing, man. He always around here trying to catch somebody doing something.
This ain't nothing, huh? What am I gonna do about that?
I tell you what, I'll make sure all this goes away. Tell me who's been selling hot jewelry around the street.
I got $500 you can make right now. Ooh. Can you steal this van? Can you handle that?
Can I handle that, bro? Come on, that's what I do. Just show me the van and I'm in action.
Things got hot around here as soon as y'all got on the highway.
J Money's sister Lucky and her crew is robbing all the houses we've been asking about.
J Money, the dope boy, right?
Yeah.
Officer Turner planting dope on J Money.
If you tell me where your sister Lucky is, I might let this slide.
Fast Black snitching. These dudes thirsty out here, y'all.
I'm calling about a dead body in my parking lot.
All I want to know is who killed my brother, man.
But we gonna find out what happened to T-Baby. It's just a matter of time.
If you want to get rid of Detective Turner, you need to get a hold of that black book he got all his dirt in. I've seen the book when he claimed I owe him a sexual favor, so I know it exists.
He got an alarm system?
He too cheap to have an alarm system. He the police anyway, so who's gonna break into a cop's crib?
We do. That's what it seemed like.
Ooh.
The first and most important thing.
Oh my goodness. Dang. And see, here's the deal. I'm listening to all the layers, the soundtrack behind it, where doors are shutting, all the sound effects, this and the other. It takes a lot in the editing process.
Hey, you wouldn't believe, Lauren, that it was only me and another guy, my dude, Matt Grimes, man. We've been making movies. That's the only person I've ever worked with for all my years of production and stuff like that. I worked with a couple other people. I did a horror movie with another guy. We filmed that 3/4 of the way, then that just fell apart. But Matt Grimes is my man. And it was just me and him.
Told me about him.
Huh?
I remember in Cincinnati, you told me about him.
Yeah, he's my man. You know, I mean, this guy is, he's one person and he did all the editing, You know, he did all the sound effects. I held the boom, you know, so he, you know, had all the audio. He put all the bullets. You know, he has all the programs, man. It made the, you know, the value of all the things that we were stealing pop up on the phone. So, and so it's crazy how I come out here in Arizona, and these guys, man, they had to have like a whole bunch of people, you know what I'm saying, to make one movie. I'm like, you know, so I don't know, man. The transition has been kind of funny,
So
you know, because I'm
what
not
you
used to
mean,
all
y'all
these.
used to- I could just see you. What you mean y'all got 30 people on the set?
I'm
I
like,
only used 2.
that's what I'm tripping. So, but they, and you know, I don't know, man. I'm not going to down my work because I mean, my work speaks for itself. You know, my movie has great clarity. The
It
storyline is
really
tight.
does.
You know, ain't no bumps and bruises. You know, nowhere in my film. You know, so but I stand by my brand. But
You
they
should.
do things differently, and I only took a camera guy, and it was just me. So I'm dealing with this transition. And so I'm out here, and it's just, you know, I've decided like it's starting to get a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna pull back, focus on getting my script tight, and then I'm gonna take this one step at a time. Because I see now I'm gonna have to bounce off a lot of people out here just to get, you know, what I'm saying, what I really need and I'm comfortable with. That's,
Let
you
me
know,
ask
I
you this.
see that already.
Yeah. Are you gonna have Matt on this movie, or are you using the new crew?
I hollered at Matt, man. Matt, you know what I'm saying, man. I hate the fact that, man, my cats, you know what I'm saying, don't want to come out of Cincinnati and just expound a little bit. They stay, you know, they stay in that, you know what I'm saying, in that small, you know, that small environment. I mean, it's productive for him because he the best thing in the city. But, you know, I'm trying to get him out here, man. He said, man, I love you, man, but I ain't coming to Arizona. I said, all right. Then people don't like the heat out here. So, but man, I'm rocking with it. I don't care.
I used
I'm
to live
rocking
in
with it. I'm
Phoenix.
finna do
I
it,
loved
do.
it. I love Phoenix. I really do. So let me ask you this. When you think about your time that you were incarcerated, um, what blessings from that experience do you apply to the work you do today? You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you feel like you have
Well,
a deeper sense of gratitude now that you have another chance to leave
you
some
know,
legacy?
you know what? The biggest thing that allowed me to really just kind of like float like a butterfly since I've been home is the fact that, you know, took the value out of money. You know, chasing money cost me 15 years of my life. And for every day of that 15 years, man, I cursed myself for being so stupid.
How,
Chasing a
how,
dollar ain't worth everything, man. I
no,
mean, you
no,
know,
it's not. No, it's not.
chasing that
How
dollar.
old were you, Brennan, when you went in?
Oh, I was 18 turning 19.
Wow.
Yeah, and
So
I came out 34 turning 35. So I came out in April 19. I just been and I took what poetry that I wrote while I was incarcerated. And a friend of mine just talked me into going to a speakeasies, a poetry scene, and I started putting my stuff, you know, on the stage, and I kind of liked the way people appreciated my work. I just took it for granted. I was never gonna pick my poetry back up. I probably returned into doing something else. I'm glad, you know, God just steered me in that direction because you know, a lot of people, man, from where I come from, you know, didn't make it, man, and you know, didn't make it this far, man. You know, I'm glad I'm still here.
I know that's right. Hey, about the acting thing, you know, somebody out there might be thinking, well, where does he get his actors? How would a person like me who's never done anything, maybe a little stuff in high school or some community theater or what have you, but I don't consider myself an actor per se. What would you recommend to people who think that they might want to try their hand at something like this? And how do you actually find, like, for instance, actors that we saw in the clip or the ones you're working with
Right.
currently in Arizona? You do casting calls, you run ads in the papers, you just talk to people?
No, networking, man. It's networking and meeting people and actually just, you know, kind of floating in the, you know, in the social circle that these people exist, models, or because I used to be a model, you know, back in the day. But the big thing
Oh my
is
God,
that
me too.
anybody can be acting. Yeah, anybody can do acting. It's
No,
all about,
seriously.
you know, huh?
You know good and well I wasn't no model. I
Hey.
say, oh my God, me too. And you went,
Hey, Lauren, listen, I mean, the way you dress is debonair. So anybody can be a model.
Yes, and everything I wear is from the George Jefferson line.
May, I mean, you put it
5,
on.
6 and under.
You got that Chicago swag. That's all you got, man.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate that, Mr.
You
Bob.
do.
Aw.
You do. So, I mean, but we all from the Midwest, so we all dress, you know what I'm saying, almost, swaggish the same.
I know what I want to ask. How do you keep the bullshit down on your sets? Because Lord knows I've only been in one movie. But I do enough bullshit.
Well, we went through with that one set. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's about, being able to judge, first of all, judge people and surround yourself around the people, that's, has your love for your art and shares the same interests that you share in your goal. It's all a goal. A movie is a goal. Your goal is to accomplish it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't accomplish it, you know what I'm saying, you won't, it doesn't exist. It won't be something, you know what I'm saying, that you can share with the world. So if you got enough people surrounding you that believes in that concept, you would get things accomplished. But when you start, you know what I'm saying, filtering, you know what I'm saying, and going into other areas where people just think they want to be an actor or just can't leave, you know what I'm saying, try to do acting and a whole bunch of other things at the same time, those things don't usually work out.
No. Now you, as a director, I would assume that you wield quite a bit of power over the people involved, not just the actors, but the people who are running the cameras and the booms and all that stuff as the director, because that's where the buck stops. What kind of pressure and how do you keep your mindset from becoming an egomania type marathon? Because it is a lot of power.
Yeah, it's actually natural if you in it for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, get in it for the art and not for the, the other, elements, what I'm saying, the scene to bring a lot of directors and producers down, and you get things, get involved and, and other, uncharacteristic movie things that don't need to be on the set. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead. Sorry.
So what it does was, when you build the wrong relationships in your production, that negativity is going to overpower the positivity.
Good point. What about those situations? I'm sure you've encountered this where you have like, a green, if you will, or an unseasoned actor, but you see something in them instantly. What kind of techniques? What do you do to pull when there's more that they can give? What do you do to get a person to tap into that place that is in there, but in many cases they are not even, they're clueless about? How do you get them to do that?
Well, you got to be able to read them first, and it's real easy. If they don't have the energy, that energy is really the surface of everything else, that you put on top of it to be be equipped to be an actor or actress. First you got to have that energy. That energy is going to turn your desire and everything else turning, you take what you're doing seriously. Then you take what you're doing seriously, you learn your script. When you get to thinking that, you're too hot, and you star and you think you don't have to learn your script, memorize your script, that's going to tell on the set. And that's when when actors start fumbling at that point, that's when they didn't come prepared. And I don't want to deal with actors like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I came out to Arizona. I want to work with some more professional people. Huh?
I feel you. I want to ask you a question a little off topic, but still it ties into the acting and your role as director. Now, you are still actively dealing with your cancer diagnosis, remission, but you still, because I see your post you were at Mayo Clinic just a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
And we all know that when we're healing, in any way, emotionally, spiritually, physically in particular, one of the main things we hear is to keep the stress level down.
Yeah.
You can't expect to get better. And here you are dealing with two types of cancer. Some people might say he's crazy. all the stress that's involved in making a movie. Why would you put yourself in Jeopardy? What is it?
Because you know,
Important.
it's a kind of like a double-edged sword. Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I have stressed myself out through this process, and I had a seizure and almost died, you know what I'm saying? And but that was because I was going through some other things emotionally as well. But then on the other side is that if I'm going to be able to cope with this emotionally and mentally, I'm going to have to learn how to make the thought of having cancer not the number one priority thing that I think about all the time. So I have to keep following my dream and doing something that I love to do to occupy my mindset, and so I don't focus on cancer. So that's what I'm saying. So God gonna allow me to be here as long as He allow me to be here. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing really no doctor can give you to determine that you're gonna live for a certain amount of time.
Here's the part. Because I don't know if it's my ADHD or what, but you remember back in the day when we had car radios that you could turn the channel, and you had AM and FM, and when on AM, you know how you hear two stations bleeding in. You can usually it was a Spanish station and a country station. Then the only ones come in on AM, then and you hear some of both. I said this, so set it up like this: you have the joy of creating a movie. You wake up and I'm on the set. Oh, today we're going to shoot these scenes, blah, blah, blah. But then at the same time, when your eyes open, oh, I got to call my doctor. Oh, I got these meds. I got to go and lay out and take all my stuff. It's almost like hearing two stations playing at the same time.
Right.
And I'm just saying it because I know you and I know your heart. I know you sitting there and you say these things, but I'm just telling y'all, he just make this shit look easy. No, I'm serious.
Man.
You make it look easy, but it's not. Tell us, what is your spiritual grounding? What do you reach for first, Brennan, when you start hearing multiple stations, frequencies at the same time?
I stay grounded by prayer, because if I do get weak, and sometimes, you know what I'm saying, talking to these doctors, you know what I'm saying, aren't easy on my emotions, but I try to stay strong, and I'm doing pretty good at it. But you know what I'm saying, I try to twist my focus a little bit, and then just enjoy my writing right now. And so I just dug into my writing and just being creative. And I don't think about that other stuff. Sometimes I bury it out of my thoughts so much that sometimes I forget a doctor visit, or I forget one day to take my medication. So I had to work on that side of it, but everything has its drawbacks.
Now, I want to frame this question, right? Because I like to talk about things that somebody that may be dealing with a similar situation really wants to hear an answer to, but the person not dealing with it, like myself, that I know of, you struggle with the right to ask that question. So, but I'm going to ask it for the benefit of someone who may be going through something similar to you. How do you keep putting a dream in front of the next day when someone has already given you an expiration date, even though you've passed it and beat it a few times over? Would imagine that there's still those days where you wake up and you go,
I'm gonna tell you what I've learned, man. I've learned through this process is that, when you're fighting this disease, you're fighting it also with a lot of other people that you come to meet, especially when I'm taking my, my chemo and going through and getting, my port flushes and, blood drawn out my port. I've got a port, the people just draw the blood right here out my chest, and you meet other people, who's experienced all different other type of cancers through this whole process. And you see, my condition, man, it makes me proud, man, to be able to look and not see cancer, in what I'm looking at, because there are a lot of people, this cancer is really tearing up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad that God chose me, you know what I'm saying? At least, if I'm gonna fight this, at least I won't have to look in the mirror and fight it as well.
Ooh. Ooh. Wee. Mm.
Yeah, man.
What is it like when you now? One thing I really love to watch in your journey on social media is you don't hide the fact that you're dealing with these cancers, but you don't use it as a pity party. You, even when you're at the Mayo, you're celebrating. You're always taking these kind of selfies, showing the people that are. And you literally say, these are the people that are keeping me alive. I remember, right? And I always look at it and go like this. I was like, wow, he always finds the good in everything he has to deal with, and you don't hide it. So, why do you think it is?
I just think that I'm just honestly, I'm gonna keep it straight up with you, bro. I honestly think I'm the chosen one, man. You know what I'm saying? I think God chose me for this journey, because that's and then from that point on, you don't even worry about why you're here. You just enjoy that you're here, and just keep going with the thoughts that God keeps putting in front of you, man.
So when you meet other patients at, say, for instance, places like the Mayo Clinic, and they don't have that light, that spirit of
I feel bad. I feel bad.
What do you say
You know what I'm
to them?
saying? Because, a lot of my Facebook friends and stuff, I just try to be that, you know what I'm saying, that provides some type of leadership with my energy, you know what I'm saying, so they don't get depressed. Because that's the whole thing. When depression set in, cancer got you, bro. It's over. When depression sets in and you stop moving around, enjoying just waking up every day, cancer gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you hard and fast.
I just thought of something else. Remember when I came back from I think it was the last time, maybe not. I think it was from Cincinnati, and we were on the phone, and you just nonchalantly like, oh, it's almost like, yeah, I went to the car wash yesterday. You're like, oh yeah, I died on the porch last week. I was like, is he talking about a scene?
It was crazy, man. And you know what, man? I was just thankful that, at the time that happened, my partner was sitting next to me. And you know what I'm saying? And I just went out, you know what I'm saying? And then they didn't know. They thought I was just nodding. They didn't know until I went out, until I started urinating on myself. When my body fluid started, you know what I'm saying, to leave my body, that's when they jumped up and knew something was wrong. And he started pouring water on me and doing CPR. And he brought me back. My pulse was, you know what I'm saying, by the time paramedics got there, my pulse was like 82, something like that.
Okay, that happens. Were you afraid to go to sleep that night? I mean, you like, I literally died today.
Nope.
How?
You can't have faith. You can't have faith, and you can't be. You can't have. You can't be scared and have fear, and you can't forget your faith, because that sometimes is your only structure for you to lean on and have some understanding about what's happening to you.
You
You know what you're saying? You just had to have faith, like God got you. You know what I'm saying? No matter what happened, you know what I'm saying? No matter what happened, man, you got to have that structure and that faith, because you can't live worried, man. I ain't trying to live worried.
I know that's right. I appreciate what you said just there. I've recently, in the last year, because since COVID, when I met you, since COVID, I had COVID, May of last year. And I'm a singer. Is, I don't know. And my voice has not returned to normal since then. And you know what? And I get it, because everybody's like, you still have another album you're signed to do. What are you going to do? Aren't you upset that your voice isn't back? And I'm like, you know what? I can still be heard, and I can still hear me. I don't care if it's completely gone. Okay, I might be feeling some kind of way for a minute, but if I got to use a chalkboard to continue my journey and its mission and get, then so be it. So I get that, but it just, other people's journeys just make us go, how do they do that? But then there's somebody saying that about your journey, about, how do they do that? Because each person does it because it's what they were chosen. to play in this world. This is the role. We're going to take a brief break. We got a little bit, we got about 7 minutes left. But when we come back, Brennan, I want to talk about your books and tell people where they can find them, because you've done so much to get that work into the hands of people.
Yeah, I got my new audio. I got my new audio book just came out too.
Oh,
that's exchange. Oh man, that's hot.
I didn't know that. Let me get this.
That's hot. I got it done. It's out, man. It's available in Barnes and Nobles and all the other online audio sites, man. It's hot.
Perfect. We're going to talk about that and more. A lot of shows still ahead of us. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back.
You can navigate the legal and emotional journey of divorce and exit a marriage the way you entered it, with mindfulness, love, and respect. Solace Divorce Mediation is a full-service law practice helping couples focus on the health and well-being of children and their forever co-parenting family. Our streamlined divorce journey offers flat fees with an estimated completion time frame of 2 to 4 months. If you or a friend need us, visit solacedivorce.com. Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. My name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and we're here today with author-director Brennan Pearl. Welcome back, Boss Pearl.
Yes, sir.
Before we went to break, I said I wanted to wrap up today's interview, reminding folks that the reboot, Dark Divas, the movie, and I have a starring role. Okay, it's not starring, but I'm gonna make it shine. I'll do like Lucy and write my name on the bottom of my feet. They're gonna know I was in there. But you wanted to wrap it up with your work, your literary work, and you go ahead, take it away. Tell us all about it.
Well, you know what I'm saying. If you want to get a great page turn, Half Married, Half Separated, Half Crazy. That was my first novel. It's a true story, and then my second novel after that, it's a fictional story, Fair Exchange. If you can get these novels online, I would suggest you go www.ijustmadeboss.com. They're available in audio and paperback. So please support. Boss Pearl is my Facebook. You can reach out to me if you're an actress, in the area I'm doing a movie. Come join the team, man. We need all the new blood we can get.
Yeah, and that was breaking up, but I got it. So I know they did. We hear more. We know how to interpret Morse code talk around here. You have to with the internet nowadays. The internet be trying to jump all in the middle of stuff. But on the screen, tickering is justmadeboss.com is the website. And you can head over if you type in. Remind them the titles again. The first book was Half
Married, Half Separated, and Half Crazy.
Half
and
Married, Half Separated, Half Crazy. Half Married, Half Separated, Half Crazy. Write it down. The second book is called
Fair Exchange.
Fair Exchange. Brennan Pearl, the author of both. And the audio book. Which book is audio now?
Both of them are audio. Half Married, Half Separated, Half Crazy has an audio to it. And Fair Exchange has audio to it now, which has some music and sound effects in the background, which was something different. And we had to go through some changes because I had to incorporate gunshots in the background of some of the stories and areas of the story just to make it realistic as you're reading. And it turned out pretty good, man.
I know it is, because I have your work here. And again, you guys, the movie will be out later this year. I hope that you will see me and know it's me in it. See how I keep padding my part. I keep padding it. I know. I can't wait, boss. I'm really honored to be in some of your work. I really am.
Come on, man. Let's leave our legacy, man.
Make me stretch in it. I want to stretch.
I got you, man. Listen, I got you, you know what I'm saying, selling, you know what I'm saying, some bulletproof suits to the mob. You better come with your A game, my friend.
Ooh, I like that. Like that guy in Fridays when or with that Eddie Murphy with that guy when he's like, you like remember he had the mushroom thing on inside?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got you, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a signature part. It's a signature part, man, that people are going to remember in the film. You know,
I'm not gonna let you down, right, boss?
Yeah. I love you, man. I love you, and I appreciate this opportunity. You know, and I'm looking forward, man, to us, you know what I'm saying, finally putting our creative talents together to make, you know what I'm saying, make this a historical moment for both.
A divine memory. Listen, you all head over justmadeboss.com, and I'm going to drop all of the other links as well, including the Amazon direct link for the literary works in the comment section immediately following the conclusion of today's broadcast. Listen, before we get out of here, thank you so much one more time. Author, director, overall great guy, survivor, warrior, all that in a bag of chips. Brennan, Boss Pearl. And I want to thank each and every one of you, seriously, from the bottom of my spirit. You know, if we didn't have this opportunity, we wouldn't be able to start our day off fulfilling one of the greatest promises, the one that guarantees us that when two or more of us with the same mindset and of courage and of service to others, when we come together just a tad, just to chop it up, spiritual magic is what we get. Nothing is better. Amen. Listen, I'll see all of you, God willing, tomorrow morning out on the front porch where at 8 a.m. Central, we'll do it all again. Join me, won't you? Get out today and be your best so that the world can see your best. I'm Lauren Michaels Harris, and I love you. And I can tell you, there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Boss, love you, man. Really, say hello, bro. Classmates, I can't wait to meet them. I cannot. Okay.
And you also know some of the ones that's coming up from Cincinnati, because I'm bringing some from Cincinnati up so they can enjoy the experience of working with some real live actors in the business out here.
Who's coming from Cincinnati? I gotta find that.
Triana's coming. Triana and Jardini.
Oh,
Jardini's coming. Yeah, Jardini's coming too. Yeah, she's coming.
Oh, good. I won't be.
So. The name, Papa, it's coming too. Pop Scooter's coming up.
Yay. Okay, there it is.
Up.
I'm excited. Listen, anytime you need to come, I'd like to do a show and bring some of the castmates back later. Can we do that?
Yeah,
and
let's do
a 90-minute special. We should do a 90-minute special.
Let's go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, and, shock the world, you know what I'm saying, by making this movie, because it's going to be dynamite.
I know
that's
right.
You know what I'm saying, I love to see all the actors shine, man, you know what I'm saying, because you put in work to put it down. Let's, you know what I'm saying, you deserve to be able to enjoy your work. So, yeah, let's open up that door.
I'm getting me an Oscar, y'all. You heard it here first. Bye, everybody. Get out of here. Have a great day. Thanks, boss. I love you, man. Great job.
All right, man. Peace out.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Oh, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind.